This is Paul. Yes. Mhm, mhm. If you are sued, mhm, defenses or privilege. Yeah. When you're the defendant, sections 39 to 49, have discussed your various rights to freedom of movement, to the peaceful enjoyment of your property, yeah, to the freedom from invasion of your privacy. Does that notice violate my invasion of privacy with all the extraneous amounts of information that happens to be in it? From unjust attacks on my person. Does yes, the actual violating of the freedom of speech and freedom of the press have an unjustified attack on my person? Yes, on my good name and reputation. Let's go ahead. Now, let's say, yes, that I want to sue you and you are sued. Oh! Now, you acted with consent. Did the Superior Court Commissioner have to approve the advertisement as a public notice pursuant to court order? I'm just going to do that right now. Oh. If you acted to defend yourself or others, yes, I've made these 60,000 videos, yeah, documenting lawsuits, and I think this is going to be one of the better ones. Why don't you get me the ownership of all the newspapers in the United States? It could be that a newspaper has to read the public notice, and then they'd have to ask themselves, is this going to harm the respondent as to cause of fraud, misrepresentation? Newspapers are actually liable for what they print, which, as much as we'd all want to trust that the court would never approve any sort of public notice that would in some way defame the individual, yes, unnecessarily, yes, left off certain parts as in, well, you shouldn't have renewed it. I was found not guilty during a jury trial. Let's go ahead. It could be a liability on every newspaper in this nation, yes, to have to read the public notice that the court orders pursuant. Yeah. So as to make sure that the extraneous information that is in the actual notice of itself does not harm the individual known as the respondent. Now, I know you're thinking of states. Yes. We are familiar with probates. Yeah. I myself am going to be involved in a very large one. Did you read the public notice there, Squim Gazette? Did you read the public notice? And what was the thought of the individual that allowed it to pursuant to court order? You thought it wasn't your job to tell the judge how to allow them modified. Yes. The 16th or the 26th? Pooch. I don't remember getting notification of that modification. No. I don't remember seeing any of the reasonings why you modified it. No. Fact is, I look at the public court record, the court hearing for the permanent modification of the protection order was the 26th. Yeah. But you said it was the 16th. There could be quite a story here. You just get me all the newspapers of this nation, and I'd like to know, yes, before you put it as a public notice, do you as a newspaper